Hi, welcome to week 6 CLC project iteration 3. Uh, this is Will Thornton and my group is Mark and Caton and myself. This week we had to deploy the project to a cloud provider. We chose to use Heroku, partially because there's less of a barrier to creating a free account, and also because we like the interface and how easy it is to use and developer friendly it is. Heroku is oftentimes favored for smaller projects, as well as AWS, but Azure is more of an enterprise level. It's got a crazy amount of options up front and it can be overwhelming. So we chose to use Heroku to host our um, website. And Heroku's cool because you could see the app is hosted through GitHub. So any pushes you make to GitHub to your final or your master branch, that's what will show up on your application. So if we go here to our project in GitHub, you could see here we have all of our necessary items. We get the index, presentation, CSS, handlers, and media. So Heroku is really nice because all of this stuff that we did leading up to now, uh, all the development we did is not wasted. We don't have to go in and fix a bunch of things before we host it on the cloud. It works just like it would as a locally hosted application. However, there is a difference, and that is with the database. We used PHP-MyAdmin and MySQL when we were on the desktop. Now we're on JAWSDB. We're still using MySQL, but the interface is a bit different. And here we can see our settings for our project. And they're going to give you a random username as well as a random password. And it'll be on the 3306 port as MySQL normally is. And then obviously our database name. And then here's the host. This is actually hosted in the backend by AWS. That's actually kind of funny. But yeah, so that's it for the database info. Let's come back here to the overview. And we could see the collaborator activity. Since we created a new email for this, Mark was the one who hosted it, and he was out of the free credits, so created a new email. So you could see it only has 2 deploys under this email, and myself and Caton aren't on here due to the fact that this was a new email. And then let's take a look at the application. We'll open up a new tab. And we will go to our application. Here you can see it looks and functions just like it did on the desktop app. We have our login screen come up immediately. And then here we can register for a new account, same way it worked before. We still have the collapsible hamburger menu. And let's go ahead and register for a new account here. Registration successful. Now let's go over to the login page. We have the remember me item, although I don't really want to remember this, so I won't check it. And that brings us to the library. Now this is a brand new account, so I don't have any albums on this account. If I wanted albums, I would have to upload a new album here under the hamburger menu. And obviously search isn't useful for me because I'm a new account and I do not have any albums. So So let's go ahead and go back and let's log in with an existing account which already has albums. Here we can see our album list. It's long. It includes the date that it was added. And we have lots of albums here. And so let's go ahead and take a look at the updated code for this week. Alrighty, let me actually do a final just a little final pull there. And now we can see all the latest changes here. Under our search results, that is linked to the search bar. This is a page that when you resolve the search button on the menu bar, it takes you here and it will show you the card title and the example text. PHP happens in the background where it takes the string you've entered and it runs it through a series of searching algorithms. There are a number of ways to do that. You can just do straight character matching, one by one character, which would mean that you're dealing with case sensitive and there's no room for error in your search. Whereas if you wanted to implement something like a smart search, that would be a much longer and harder process. However, if you go to search any application nowadays, they're going to have some sort of smart search. They're not looking for the exact characters you entered. So that's something that we'll keep in mind when we build that search functionality. And then here, that nothing has changed here. Nothing here either. There we go. This is the library page. So this is what you saw when you saw all of those albums listed, and you can see here that those weren't just plain text in PHP. Those are actually, each line of those entire things are echoed through our database. You can see how we have the album variable up here, and we're pulling through each of our SQL columns right here. So we have a SQL image link, album title, post time, artist, rating, description, and that's all included in our SQL database. So each time it loops through, it's going to grab the next album in the list. And then in the future, we can implement a searching function, or a sorting function rather, where it could sort through by artist name, by song name, by date, by genre, and that can all be added to our actual database within our album table. So that's all I have for this week. As you can see, we got the website hosted, and that was the big item this week. So we hosted it on Heroku. I think it was a very good decision at the end of the day. I've worked with Azure and AWS before, and AWS was certainly easier than Azure, but I do like Heroku a lot. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.